Hello, everyone. Oh, my hand. Hi, hand. Welcome to the first episode of Behind the Screens. We are here with our special guest today, CaliberDied, who is a good friend of mine, who I've known for a couple years now. Uh, he was a part of the Bears Den streaming group with me, and that is now no longer a thing, but we still keep in touch. Caliber, is there anything you'd like to say to introduce yourself?
I like long walks on the beach. I like poetry and please date me. Do you love me? I don't know. I don't love myself. I have personal problems. Anyways, hi. I
All
have
right. Clearly allowing Caliber to introduce himself was a
you
mistake.
speak.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
well,
okay,
yeah,
it's
you start
only going to
giving me
go
a muzzle.
downhill from here. So
Yeah, well, yeah. Stop. You shouldn't give me. You should give me a muzzle.
so a little
That's
bit
what you
about
should.
how the show works because this is our first episode. I will explain. We go through different topics. It's basically questions that I will be asking our guest and if they're too uncomfortable sharing too much, obviously they have a say in what they say. So but we're going to go through some intro topics so you can get to know Caliber a little bit. And then we'll move on to some harder hitting stuff. And then we have a few outro questions at the end.
Good thing I have no shame. So
Ready?
pretty much
Ready for the
anything
hot
goes.
seat, Caliber? All right.
I mean, I view myself as hot.
Now I'm going
As
to turn
Darcy
on the chat
does.
box, which is the left screen here. So you'll be able to see that chat box for the rest of the stream. It's very jank right now, but I set it up literally like 5 minutes before I started setting up the rest of stream like 20 minutes ago. So you're gonna
So
have to
what did we
deal with it.
learn?
It fits inside the screen. That's all that matters. Okay.
It works.
All right.
It just works.
So on to our intro questions for Caliber. Caliber, introduce yourself with a fun fact about yourself.
Fun. Define fun. I want to be released from this mortal coil that is my body. And every day I strive to make sure that I get released, but I
Caliber seems
always
low.
fail.
Okay, I'll turn him up. That's great. Thank you.
Well, that's a
Um,
horrible idea. I
yeah.
seem low. Oh no. Oh no. Uh,
All right.
turn me up. Turn me up, baby.
That should be better.
Better means better. Does better mean
Better
good?
means
Good.
louder.
Oh,
Um,
it's louder.
in this case.
Does it loud enough?
All right. So the fun fact is the mortal coil thing. That's it. That's what you got.
I mean, I have lots of, well, it depends on what like a realistic
That's
fact. I
not
don't know.
very fun.
I mean, it's fun for me when every day I strive to actually be better about myself, but I'm never really better. And then it's like, well, I need to take my easy wins, low hanging fruit. It's just that the fruit's rotten. That's why, more or less. So it's like, well, I either eat nothing or I eat this rotting pear, and that's me. So
All right. So you like rotten fruit too. That's good to know. Um,
okay, to be fair, I actually have a like loss of rot and mold, of which many people have told me not to. I do so anyways, and I don't get sick. So,
yeah, that's
uh,
usually not good for you.
yeah, usually. However, I fun fact about me, I guess. I have a degree in biochemistry and food microbiology. So if I fucking eat it, I can show off my degree and say fuck you, I'm better. And it this shows me that I'm not getting sick.
Well,
I
now
didn't get sick.
now somehow we got to the fun fact about you. It took a minute, but we got there.
We
I'll
got in
take
a
it.
giant circle. We got the
Yeah.
maze. It's fine.
Sure. If that's how it's got to
It's not a
be.
maze.
Um.
Well, it's
All
welcome
right.
to my ADHD. So
All right. Let's hop to the next topic for the intro questions. Briefly describe your life before becoming a VTuber.
working as a scientist, working in QA, QC, working in the vape industry, as well as working in the food industry, um, and the biopharmaceutical industry, and then getting laid off because COVID hit. And then I just decided, nah, I don't like that. that kind of thing anymore, and decided to do more self building and like hobbies, and then here I am. So now
So
I'm just like YouTubing more or less as
I
just kind of like a hobby.
I have a understanding from our past conversations that you did some kind of streaming before the VTuber thing. Is that right?
Oh, as a flesh tuber, yes.
Okay.
So yes, I have done like lots of like the streaming in general. That was mostly again like for hobbies. For I think when I first streamed before becoming a VTuber, it was mostly because I kind of wanted to archive everything. Like archive just like older games and games that I would display. Um, with like Lufia 2 and stuff like that, and just kind of like having fun. And then when I got like more and more into it, I decided to become a VTuber because a lot of the things that you could do um as a flash tuber is not the same as what you can do as a VTuber. Uh, just like how as a VTuber you can't really do all the things that you can do as a flesh tuber
Hmm.
because they're really different medium. And I've thought a lot about this before actually becoming a VTuber because there were a lot of things that were like, okay, what do I want to do with my life or my streaming life, you know? Or what do I want to do with like content creation in case I want to do content creation. So I went from streaming just in general with like lots of gags and stuff like that, lots of like visual gags that I could only that were like really only funny and effective. Even like on my channel, you can see me like a flesh tuber and like just dancing in a sailor uniform. Um, like that I can technically do right, and that's a very like nice, fun visual gag, nice little bit. But I can't really do that with the same effect as a VTuber, especially as a like a 2D one. So I decided like a 3D one, and it's like, okay, what's the difference, and like what can I do here, what can I do there? Um, so yeah, no, it's I've made lots of like I planned a lot of things out. I thought very I remember thinking about VTubing really hard for like a month before I was like, no, this seems like a better fit. And then it all came down to one final point where it was like, and it was the most important point. It wasn't like content creation actually. It was like everything. All that was basically an excuse for me.
Hmm.
Um, like it was a no, you know, just hearing it is like, no, that seems like a fair point. Like, no, I actually want to like pick my nose and scratch my ass, and no one can see me. Like that's literally it.
we
Like that was the
yeah,
most important point
we all do that.
because like I can just VTube
Like
and I like
when
I
I
can be a
scratch my
VTuber.
head with Vini on, you could see it, and it's like really embarrassing.
Like I can pick my nose and like I can scratch my
And I
ass,
can
and it's
see
like,
you picking your nose because you got hand
yeah,
tracking
so it's
going
like,
on.
no, who cares? Whatever, he's fine. It's like now I can like stream naked and no one knows except me and whoever comes into my room. So it's like that's fine. That's better. I enjoy that.
So, was there any particular VTubers who kind of inspired you to go this route, or was it more of just I want the avatar thing going on?
It was, I think, for just in general, I think I was like looking at like uh my Kamiyoshi, Amaru Polka, and I was like, because she does lots of like a lot of other things that's not just like VTubing, just not streaming games and whatnot, just a lot of just chatting, but a lot of things that are just like IRL and stuff like that. It's like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, no, that seems like fun things, fun creative projects that one can do. And I was like, oh, I can kind of expand my horizons, right? I can do more. I don't have to really stick to like one medium.
Hmm.
Um, and then I was like, okay, so that got my gears turning, kind of thinking about. I was like, okay, so I can like just do more. I don't have to like stick to one thing. I could kind of explore. right? Explore different mediums. And if it's not right for me, it's not right for me, right? But at the very least, I can try. And here I am. I tried, and I'm sticking with it because it was like, even though a webcam might be easier, I'm turning on my webcam anyways. Might as well turn on like 2, 3, 4 other programs and make this as jank as possible as a stream. And that's how I that's how I do my VTuber
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I get it. Um, let's move on to the next intro. Did you create content? We kind of touched on this. Did you create content before delving into being a virtual creator?
Uh, well, technically, technically, if you count as content, right? Aside from like streaming content, I've made uh lots of like I've 2 different podcasts. One after the other because I wanted to like rebrand everything because things kind of felt kind of weird. Both of them were pretty much kind of like a not like a talk show, not like this, more like it
Mhm.
was like groups of friends kind of shooting shit together, talking about video games, talking about what we played today, and it was in short of what it was kind of like inspired by like the co-optional podcast with like Total Biscuit or whatnot, and I was like, yeah, no, I kind of miss that because I miss that man.
I like the vibes,
And
but you have to be a kind of person who just likes listening to like a group of friends having fun to
yeah,
be into
so
that.
the problem with those podcasts, and that's why I had to cancel them, was that because they went on too long, because we didn't know how to shut the fuck up. Like we were because streaming for us was always like very lonely, right? I think that there was a time where it's still kind of very lonely. It's a very lonely kind of thing. Even though there's lots of people, it's just we kind of I think a lot of us kind of felt very isolated, especially during the pandemic. So that's why we were all like kind of shooting shit together, and we kind of like we got all kind of vibe well together, and we kind of just talked constantly, and that's where we went on to like 6 hour long sessions, and it was like, no, we have to shut the fuck up. I need to
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Six
We have to.
6 is a lot.
Like,
I used to stream when I started for 4 hours every stream, and that was a lot. And that was just me doing solo stuff for the most part. Sometimes I would have friends on, but it was mostly just me doing my thing. And 4 hours is a
I
lot for someone like if you expect someone to come and see your whole show, 4 hours is a lot.
Yeah, so I nowadays I don't even stream as much anymore. Like sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, sometimes 2 hours. I'm just old. However, it's like a lot of times I've learned this over the past few years of this constantly streaming, and trying out new things. And you've also seen me stream like every day for like a month and
Yeah.
see how that went.
Uh-huh.
Like I wanted to experiment. I want to see like how everything goes. And I was like, if I can actually do this thing, right? Um, and even now I was like, oh, I could probably do it. I could probably actually do like an endurance stream. I probably don't mind. Um, but it's a lot of like for me. This is why like I yap a lot. Like I talk a lot. Even now, you should probably tell me to shut the fuck up. Whenever you feel
No,
like it, you
this
should
is
tell me
good.
to shut the fuck up.
You're good.
No, you say we're good now, but
We're
wait
we're
until
good
we
for
reach
now.
like the
We'll
2 hour
see.
mark. All right, we'll see. Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah, if we hit the 2 hour mark, I'm cutting you off because that's gonna be
yeah,
the
you
end.
better fucking cut me
2
off.
hours is it.
You know me where it's like I would like just constantly
Well,
talk. Like
the main prompt section, which is just like random questions, I have it randomized. I can stop that whenever I feel like it. Like, I have it set up so I can do that on purpose. So we're not gonna
okay,
go
good
on
with
for
that.
too long. Don't worry.
All right, good. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just kind of like yap a lot, and I think that's a lot of those kind of skill sets from like those podcasts and everything else, and that's also why I don't do collabs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being
Because
able to talk is also a good thing, though. It's good for you.
it's the problem is if you're able to talk and no one else is able to talk, Um, because
Yeah, don't do
you
that.
have to
Don't do
find.
that.
Well, it's not like on purpose kind of thing. It's more like a lot of people have to. It's kind of like finding the right vibe, but you have to find the right people to kind of vibe well.
Hmm.
Not so much as like like how you're feeling, but more like how can you talk for like 6 hours straight and you're just letting me talk all you should tell me to shut the fuck up. Like you should interrupt me and
And
or
yeah,
say anything.
in
Otherwise
in
I will
group
just go
settings,
on.
I've had the issue where I accidentally end up talking over people just because it's hard to get a word in if you don't sometimes.
No, you should talk over
But
like I think
it feels bad though, you know.
it feels bad, but if you this is where like the kind of like vibes come in, right? If it feels bad, however, at the same time, I have as much respect for you as you have as much respect for me. Hopefully, you have as much respect for me as, as I have as much respect for you.
Yeah,
But
we might talk about that later. We'll see.
like hey Lamau,
Yeah, ha ha ha.
I go into the doghouse. Hey, I'm into that.
Oh God,
But
yeah,
like
I could say anything and you'll be like, yeah, I'm into that. But fuck off.
yeah, I'm into that. I mean.
All
My
right.
kink list is just an encyclopedia at this point. It's not a list anymore. It's just an entire fucking
Yeah,
encyclopedia.
everything in the book and then some.
Yeah.
They wrote the
Yeah.
book based on your fucking mind at this point.
It's great. I love it.
Oh
But
God.
yeah, no, it's just having like the correct vibes is like having that much respect for the other person makes all the difference. Because if you don't, right? If I interrupt you and you interrupt me, like I understand that. I understand it's like, oh yeah, no, I need to shut the fuck up, or you need to like, okay, you need to say something, or there's something happening, um, because we have a mutual understanding that that was going to be the case. Um, but it otherwise it's just gonna be like, yeah, no, you're gonna find it rude. I'm gonna find it rude, but like, is it actually rude? If we have that understanding with each other, we probably wouldn't find it to be that rude because we understand the circumstances, we understand the context. Um, but not everyone kind of thinks like that, and not
Yeah.
everyone kind of like vibes well with each other. Because if you ever go into like a collab, I don't think you've ever went into like a collab with people that you just don't know. Um,
Not no, I haven't been a guest on a collab like that. But I have gone on to things where streamers have like open join
yeah,
for like, like games and stuff and where they're just playing with chat, which is a little different.
if
So yeah,
you because they
not
don't really
something
have.
where like my voice is heard.
So I think I know there were it might just be a meme at this point where if you ask where certain VTubers just join in like Minecraft collab streams and just don't know who the fuck is in there, who's in the collab, right? There you can very easily kind of sense that there's either some awkwardness or some kind of like tension between everyone because they don't know who everyone is and what their vibes are. So it just becomes very awkward just
Mhm.
as a viewer. Um, because I've been on several collabs, several game shows and the like of like Ox Ryan and some other people. And oh boy, because I don't know who anyone is, it becomes like, yeah, no, everyone's afraid of interrupting each other because no one wants to be that guy. No one wants to be that guy. So everyone
Yeah.
just kind of tries to play it safe. So when one person goes on, they just go on. It just
It's
becomes
yeah, it's really
there's
hard with people you don't really know to cuz you don't want to step on toes either, especially if you're not the host. Like if it's someone else's collab and you're just invited to be a part of it, you don't want to like talk over them, right?
you don't want to, but I do it anyways because
You
no one tells me to shut the
you
fuck up.
yeah.
So,
I mean, you kind of
yeah.
have to. You have to be assertive or you don't get to say anything. It's like
Yeah.
you flip a coin, which one's worse?
Yeah, and then you realize both were horrible decisions, so you just contemplate life, and it's like, all right, guess I'm just gonna die now, and then you're just gonna say whatever the fuck you want to say because that's what I do. That's what I
Hello.
constantly.
Welcome to the stream. Um, I do have a question regarding this topic that we're on. So did you ever do anything like YouTube videos or that kind of thing?
See,
I know you have
funny
a
thing
YouTube
is,
channel. It's kind of dead,
haha, I have
very
multiple. I
dead.
have multiple YouTube
I
channels.
know of the one, the
Was it
one
Hellraven
that's the
or like
Caliber
Caliber?
one, the Caliber
Oh,
one, but
okay.
it's been dead for years.
Oh yeah, I also have a Hellraven one, so that's because I like YouTube channel from Toho. But like I have lots of so at one point I wanted to try YouTube, and I have studied extensively how the algorithm works for YouTube Shorts, and I've studied aggressively how just how the monetization works, how to get views, and how everything on YouTube works, right? How to make content. And I have extensively basically used it to kind of help certain VTubers uh who like over a month now. I think one of them has reached 1.3, 1.4K views on each of her shorts. And it's like, so like I know how to like work things. Um I never really want to do it for myself though. So I know how like I recorded a few things and I still have them where it's like a lot of my podcasts, a lot of my like edited down, a lot of funny moments and stuff like that. I
Hmm.
have all of them. I also have like a few vocal covers back in the day of me singing like Elvis Parsley. So it's like um
Did you
I
say
have
Elvis
lots of things.
Parsley?
Parsley, yeah,
What the
parsley.
fuck is that?
Yeah, I know. It's like I, I edited Elvis with like a parsley. Um like I also like even before I used to make even before streaming or while I was streaming. One of the things I actually did for a lot of VTubers was making like editing videos as well as making shitty uh technically GIMP, technically Krita, technically everything else. Hey ants. Um uh edits
Hmm.
using Nika Nukodoga and using like those assets from like
Have you done
M80s.
like the speed paint type of edits,
No,
like time
that
lapse?
I have not
Because those
done.
are cool.
That I have not done. I did a welcome to my life video for myself.
I did that on
Of
stream
that.
once. That's crazy.
It's fun. It's very fun. And I
I
love
did a
editing
draw
videos.
my life, but I didn't draw a whole lot. So it was I was like on
I drew.
stream drawing like stick figure type of things basically. It was
I
more
drew a
just
few
me being
things.
emotional, you know.
Oh yeah, no, it was me being emotional, but it was like more of like a meme. So what I did for my draw my life was that I would draw myself as a baby. I was born, and then I blacked everything out because the world is ending. And I was like, well, this is the darkest times. Anyways, welcome to Warhammer. So I would just like meme everything because I'm not drawing like more shit. I don't want to draw more. I'm already busy as it is. I don't want to do this. So I would just like meme constantly with stuff like that
Yeah.
because I always found it like more funny than just like who wants to hear about my life? Fuck, I don't want to hear about my own
Doing
life.
that in a live stream was really interesting too because I'm like, yeah, I can't just like go and like I can't scrap this and like draw a new thing. I'm just gonna have to draw it, and if it sucks, it sucks.
Yop gets it. Anyways, but yeah, no, I would draw those kind of things because it was just like funny. Like it
And
was just a
scratch.
good joke, a good bit.
It is
Like
pretty funny.
a lot of my content has always been like I just want to make a good bit, a good like funny content. Um, I never posted it because I just never really because one of the things about YouTube is that you have to post one daily or just semi
You
frequently.
can, yeah, you can get by with like as little as like 2 to
Every
3 uploads a week and still do
Yeah,
okay.
like every 2 3 days. You have to. It has to be more than weekly, and
Mhm.
you have to really have a lot of content even beforehand. Because when people kind of see something and it gets onto the algorithm and people watch it, you have to have more than one piece of content or like 5 pieces of content because people are going to be searching for more.
I
So
know
you,
another
in
thing
order
that
to actually get more
helps
traction.
is if the same people watch all of your stuff
Yep.
like repeatedly,
Uh,
like they watch every upload of yours, then that's gonna like boost you. I don't know why it works like that, but it does.
because you're inside of their YouTube algorithm and they like that.
So, because
They
then
need
it'll
that.
show you to people who like similar stuff to that person more.
Yes. So it's all playing with the algorithm, basically, at the end of the day. And which is like I already kind of knew this, and because this is why I don't search for a content creation as like a full-time gig. Even though I could probably do it, I could probably reach partner if I really fucking tried. But the problem is that there's such a grind and so many tedious things about it that it just becomes almost like an unhealthy obsession. If I want an unhealthy obsession, I would 100% just let my ADHD just go wild and do other things, which are probably more productive at that point. But like, there's just so many things are so that people kind of uh they kind of sensationalize content creation, but realistically, it's such a tedious,
It's
lonely endeavor in a way,
it's a lot harder than people think. It's
and that's
actually, yeah, I think it's harder than my actual job. In terms of if you want to
I
be successful.
yeah. So a lot of times where I just kind of look at it, and I have like a lot of the almost like the research notes to actually kind of prove it, because a lot of streamers have also like kind of talked about it on and off. Some more transparent than others, and you can see some of the analytics, some of the stats just being out there, and you could just kind of deduce yourself just roughly how everything is, and it's just a lot of it. The grind is just so heavy and so tedious and so annoying. Um, and technically, you can minimize that grind. You could, and this is also coming from like an MMO player, so you can minimize that grind quite extensively. However, you're going to get like, you know, it's kind of like well, like uh needy girl overload syndrome thing that
Yeah,
game
I know what you're talking about.
where
Yeah,
it's like you either sacrifice this or you do that, right?
I think it's needy
For fans.
streamer.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that, where in a way you're kind of sacrificing certain aspects, and that's not ideal in order to get more views, in order to play with the algorithm, in order to, make use of your efforts, right? Be as efficient as you can. But realistically, do you really want that? If you don't want that, then it's like, well, you're on the slow pace, and it's like, well, that's not efficient. that's that's pretty bad. On the other side of things, that's also pretty bad, but in different ways. And it's like, yeah, I'm good. Because just looking at all the things, like even personally, just looking at all the things, it's just way too much for me. And that's why like I do have a lot of content, a lot of it old content, and a lot of it's still funny content. Um, and a lot of it has like if you see any of my well, I assume a lot of people don't really see a lot of my shorts and a lot of my like little bits that I do. Um, I think they're really funny. I personally think they're really funny. And I think a lot of people kind of think they're funny. Um, well, I'm the not safe for work ones. I can probably talk about not safe for work one. Uh, where I think I have a little like 30-second clip of um hello my honey, hello my baby, hello my ragtime gal, like that stinging, but with my fleshlight with the mouth. So I was moving my fleshlight with the mouth, and it was just like it was copying "Hello, my baby," "Hello, my honey,"
Oh
"Hello, my ragtime
no.
gal," and I posted that, and I was like, "That's pretty fucking funny." I think that's pretty fucking
That is
funny.
funny. I
right?
hate it, but it's hilarious.
But I also have stuff where it's like, I had I think I made a few edits for like meme contests and stuff like that. Um, and like I still have them, and I know I made a few of those postings to, I think, Colorgrave, because they had like a meme contest for one of their games, and I know for a fact I made the one of the that was just like laugh out loud, quite extensively, because it was a. It's, I think I just used like I edited some things from like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so like they were just having fun. Um, but again, like I always constantly make content. I just don't really post it all too much. And I know they're quality content, but like dog, it's just too much work.
Yeah,
Like I don't
I
want it just going out and just kind of like just staying there, and I just kind of feel bad because it's like, oh yeah, it racks up views and stuff like that, but realistically it does nothing. I was like,
and is that
uh,
what you want attached to your name forever? Because it will be.
yeah, hello my baby, hello my honey, with my flashlight. Like,
Yeah,
dog.
that's it. And the second one of those things goes viral, that's what you become known for. So yeah.
I mean, I don't mind
this is
it because
this is Caliber's one contribution to society. Nothing else actually matters because nothing else got millions of views or whatever.
it's not because of any of, yeah. No, I like I have other like accomplishments. And I'm sure you're gonna talk
Yeah.
about that because you already know what I do. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna get
to
into that later.
things that are like much more cooler and much less like questionable.
Yeah. Let's hit the next topic, which is onto the main prompts, I guess. If it decides to work.
Whatever decides to work.
Uh-oh.
Ah,
Always got to be
everything's broken.
always got to be something. Let's see if I can
Don't worry.
manually manually
You
set
can
it.
call yourself a real streamer if
Hello?
things just don't break. Hello.
How long do you see yourself being a content creator for?
Until I die.
Uh,
I mean, given the name, I'm already dead.
yeah.
So, um, well, it depends on like what type of content, right? If it's like
Just and
content,
it could be anything. It doesn't have
like
to be even like VTuber stuff.
just being involved in content creation, I think I'll just be pretty much here as long as YouTube or Twitch kind of exists, as long as there is some form of content, and as long as I'm still thinking about content and like how it's being made and how it's being distributed and stuff like that. As long as that kind of feeds into my news feed and stuff like that, it's just gonna be there, essentially, right?
So it's one of those
Because
things you just want to be a part of
I just
just
want to be a
because.
part of it. I just want to kind of see. Uh, as for like making content, like streaming content, like I've taken so many hiatuses, whatever, for like so often now, so many times, for anywhere between like a month to like year to a year, very much. Like
Hmm.
it's always, I kind of always go back to it. I always kind of have fun about it, with everything, but at the same time, I always have thought, and I was like, what if I just kind of stop? Would it really matter? Nah, I could. However, if I do stop, that means wants me to stop will win. And fuck that noise. I don't want them to win. My
Yeah.
life goal is not to make money. My life goal isn't to start a family. My life goal isn't to become rich or to be happy. My life goal is to make that one person miserable, to make them lose, because I want to be correct, and I will be correct, and that's it. That's all it is.
Right.
I will be vindicated. God damn it!
Spite the haters. Uh yeah. Shit. Now I lost what I was going to say. Um
Fight
Oh
the
yeah,
power.
I remember. So personally, I've had these times where I've had those thoughts of like, what if I just quit? Would anyone even really care or notice? I'm pretty sure people would notice, but I don't know if anyone would actually be super affected by it. Like I'm sure I would have
And
friends who'd be like, we haven't seen you do anything for a while. It's kind of weird." And I think that
I
that'd be
mean,
the extent.
I check back on you
But
every now and then.
yeah, I think we all kind of have those thoughts sometimes, especially after you've been doing this for like years.
I think
That
it's because streaming's very weird. Streaming
also
and content
it
creation is
takes a
just very
lot
weird.
out of you
It takes a lot out
mentally.
of you, and because it's such a weird, um, I wouldn't say hobby. I wouldn't say it's a weird hobby. I think it's just a very weird medium, and we just kind of don't see it that way, and we kind of let the sensationalized views kind of take over, and we try to think about it. We try to like logic everything out. We try to like piece everything, and it's really difficult, right? It's you constantly ask yourselves the same question, and you're trying to answer your own questions. An example being like, okay, if I stream, right? If I stream and there's like, 2 3 viewers, there's or no viewers or 10 viewers, what have you, right? What does that really matter? Does it really matter? Do does it really, like, I'm not growing?
Yeah,
Do I Why do I want to stream,
the question,
right?
yeah, and the question like, what do I do this for if I'm not getting whatever attention I'm after? Like, why do I do this?
And then you kind of try to answer your own question, but realistically, if you try to answer your own question, you're not really answering your question. Not without like lots of bias, right? Because if you say something like, okay, why do I stream? Not to make money. Well, I can, like, you can have your own answer, but I can have an answer saying like, does hobbies have to make money? If so, Warhammer as a hobby is not gonna make you money, bro. And
Hmm.
neither is Magic the Gathering. Right? Those are hobbies, and those cost a lot of fucking money. Cardboard cracks cost a lot of money.
Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like
Will
that.
also cost you a fair
Yeah.
bit, right?
Um.
And it's like they don't, they're not going to give you money, right? So it's like, okay, so you're going to do it for the happiness. So it's like, what makes you happy? And then that's another can of worms.
Yeah, that's why I've always
Like,
told I've always told people like if you're not having fun streaming, and you're just doing it to become popular or whatever, it's not probably not for you, and it's not gonna work out.
and then there's also what makes you happy, right? What is happiness for you, in terms of streaming, right? If streaming to because I had this conversation with a few streamers who were like, hey, if you take streaming as a hobby in as such a way that's like a virtual version of when you were a kid and you're just going over to your friend's house and you're just playing games with each other, or you're just kind of looking, like just sitting down on the couch and like just kind of talking with them, and you're just kind of listening in, and they're just playing games and you're just kind of watching, almost like a let's play of sorts. If you're just acting like that, then as streaming, right, just not real life, just virtual, that it's basically the same thing. You'll probably be a lot happier. You'll
Yeah,
probably be a lot happier about that if that's what your goal is, right? So if no one attends, that's cool. That's fine. No one attends. Well, no one's going inside your door, right?
yeah, and
No
I
one's
think
going on your couch
the
for that day.
the
That's
way
okay.
you explain that is kind of funny because I think if streamers are doing the thing where they're just kind of playing the game and passively, not like interacting with the audience or whatever, I get bored. I'm just like I can't watch this. This is really boring.
Yeah, a lot of cases where I would I would just like I lurk a lot on a lot of people's streams because I know a lot of people's streams, they kind of think of number first before anything else, realistically. And getting those analytics, there's is a serotonin rush, right? But like getting those analytics, they constantly look at the analytics, they constantly look at the numbers, and it's really hard to avoid numbers because Twitch just shoves it into your face every single time.
Hmm.
um but it's it's a lot of like, yeah, you should be interacting with other people. You should be interacting with, the people who are watching, or try to talk, but they also have to talk, right? Everyone has to talk, everyone has to have a conversation. um People should just interact with each other. That's why streaming is like a thing, right? Even if you try to do it IRL as opposed to virtual, where you just go on a person's couch, you're not gonna like silently walk, right? And they're not gonna like not notice you, kind of thing. Or if they do notice you,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
also just
feels
considered
awkward.
it's considered kind of rude to do that when you have a guest and you're just sitting there playing a game and they're sitting there watching and doing nothing. Like
Yeah,
that's not how you
sometimes
host
you can
someone. And if you think
you
about your
welcome them in.
audience, if you do think about your audience as like they're like guests in your game or whatever, you would probably treat them a little differently than just uh just ignoring them and pretending they're not there. Because I know a lot of streamers just do that, and it doesn't vibe well with me. That's all.
It never vibes well with me. For I think when I get welcomed on in, and then they just kind of not care about me, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess this is just formalities. I hope this is just formalities. And this is not how you actually are until they actually are like that. Then it's like, oh, well, guess I'm here now. I guess this is my life.
Here I
Guess
am.
I'm just gonna leave. Goodbye
All right,
forever. Actually,
let's jump
I'm not
into
coming back.
another random prompt. What would you consider the biggest adventure of your life so far?
That one time when I I was a tank in Final Fantasy 14, but I was also a tank in real life, and I crashed my bike downhill. And
Ouch.
I ate shit. I tried to fight with gravity, and I fucking lost. And then I had to go to the hospital. It was a very large fracture. They took an X-ray, and so I didn't go to the hospital first. I was like, I don't need to go to the hospital. Um,
We all do
like,
that.
and I was like, it's fine. And then every time I would like get off from my bed or get off from my chair, I would just do a Wilhelm scream every single time, because it would hurt that much.
Yeah,
And
that's not
then
good.
I went to my doctor, and he said like, okay, you need to take an X-ray. Here's the X-ray clinic. Go there. And I did. Um, and after they took my X-ray, the guys were visibly concerned after they saw my X-ray, saying like, okay, it's a really huge fracture. You can't move it. You have to go to the hospital. And I was like, really? And then I would move my arm, and then he was like, no,
They're like
don't do that.
screaming. I don't know. Fuck.
Like, you
Stop.
can't do that. He's like, and then I was like, really? And then I didn't move it again because I
Stop.
know I would just fuck with them. Because like it's kind of stopped hurting, right? Because I knew I had like a similar injury before, and I kind of knew that it's probably nothing. Like, I'm young enough that it's probably nothing. And
It
I
doesn't
would move
sound
it
like
again
that
just
was
to fuck with
nothing.
them.
It doesn't sound like it was nothing.
Why? It didn't look like it was nothing, but like I knew it healed, right? It should be fine. So yeah, so I would just move it, and I would fuck with them. And then I was like, but so what's this noise? And I would still make a noise because it was still a crack. Because after I went to the osteo, whatever, bone doctor, they told me, yeah, no, it's gonna heal. It looks like it fully healed, but it's not going to like it's gonna feel iffy. Like, it's not gonna feel like 100% like the same as it did before, kind of thing, which makes sense. Um, but yeah, no, that's I ate
Amazing.
shit.
You you got
I ate
scars from
that
that?
much.
I assume so.
I did, yes, quite a few. But eh,
Yeah,
it's fine.
bike wrecks
I tanked
suck.
IRL.
I've
I mean, I don't
had
give a shit.
I had one happening when I think I was on my way into school one morning and my bike just like gave up on me. It like flung me off of the fucking thing. I was just like, oh no. And I just like brushed it off and went on my way. But like that sucked. And I think a car was driving by and saw me and they didn't stop or anything. Like they didn't try and see if I was okay. They didn't give a fuck. People
Yeah, so
suck.
that technically happened to me during my first injury. Which is why I considered that this injury was like pretty much gonna be nothing. Um, I was in I was back in school for a lab, and I uh crashed my bike on and my bike just brakes just didn't want to work. And I was like, okay. And cars just drove by. That was fine. Whatever. They didn't care. And I hobbled my way up like two, three, four flights of stairs.
Oh.
And I was late to my class. And people saw me, wonder what the fuck was going on because I looked like I was mugged. And I
Oh
was like
no.
broken down and I was bleeding everywhere. And
Fuck.
then they were like, dog, you can't be here. The TAs were concerned, the professor was concerned. I was like, you can't be here. You have to go to the hospital. I was like, no, I have a lab, and you're not gonna give me an excuse. So I have to be here. So unless you're gonna tell my lab advisor that I don't have to be here and I get a pass, we're not negotiating. And they shut the fuck up. Like all of them shut the fuck up. I was like, yeah, no one's gonna deal with it. All right, cool. All right, nice to see where your loyalty lies. All right, bye. And then I did the entire lab with like 1 foot and 1 arm, and
Well,
got 98. So I
yeah,
did it.
you did it. Yay.
Yeah, at the cost of my own like
That's
health, but
yeah,
I did it.
that's shitty. I mean that sounds like it was probably a lesser injury than the other time, right?
Both of them were pretty much the same. That's
Oh,
why I was like,
okay.
I concluded it was gonna be fine. Like I knew it was gonna be fine. I
Yeah,
knew I was gonna
okay.
heal.
That sucks.
I would only go to the hospital if I actually suffered concussion. If I feel like I hit my head, and I didn't shield my head, then I would have to go to hospital. That I know for a fact. Otherwise, I know enough that's like if it's just my arm, if it's
Yeah,
just my leg,
head
I can
injuries
live
are no
about.
joke. Uh
Yeah,
don't don't even take your chances with those.
yep.
Speaking of
I
head
know I
injuries,
can.
Caliber, what is your favorite
I am
video
a head
game?
injury.
What is your favorite video game?
Oh, are you me Guild Wars 2 currently, or Uma Musume. Currently, my ADHD is going Uma Musume because I've been playing that for way too long, and I've been studying that for way too long. And I've been reading about horse
I
facts
I
for
knew
way
literally
too
both
long.
of your answers to this before I even
Well, yeah.
asked.
Well, you have to ask, yeah.
Uh, um, yeah. Is there anything you want to talk about with your games?
I tried. Um, so this goes for like future stuff as well. Like I tried being. I tried applying to a RealNet partnership. I knew I wouldn't get it. I wanted to get it, not because, but as kind of like as a small goal for myself, but also because there's another VTuber who I have rated with, who I've interacted with, and I don't like their community, and I don't like them. They are actually horrible people, and because they're actually horrible, but they love Guild Wars too, and I was afraid that they'll apply. So it's like if they apply and if they get it, then I'm just gonna have all my hope will be lost. I don't care. Um, we stray so far from God's light that I there's no hope in returning. However, that wasn't the case. So if I were to get it before her, oh, fine, cool, awesome, all's right with the world. Like if she gets it, whatever, I don't give a shit. I got it too.
You just reminded me of
Um,
something I wanted to say earlier. About the streaming space, how it's competitive, but you're not only competing with other people, but also yourself.
I feel like a lot of
It's
that
really weird.
is you're kind of compete. I don't consider it to be competitive. I feel like it, or it shouldn't be competitive. I feel like it should be
It's
uh,
supposed to be like community, like
cooperative.
you
Yeah,
help other
cooperative.
people, but it's it's not for some people. And when I say competing with yourself, that's what you're actually doing or supposed to do. It's like,
Yes.
how can I improve over, what did I do wrong in this stream that I can get better next time?
It's
Right.
supposed to be collaborative. It's supposed to be community driven. It's supposed to be um yeah, it's supposed to be cooperative. Um because it- people don't understand that if you're if you're cooperating with each other, if you're building alongside with each other, you will very easily you'll reach your goals much easier and much faster if you vibe with the same people with the same goals and you're kind of transparent about the goals that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because if you generally, okay, let's say you make music. Let's say I'm also a musician, right? Instead of being a this being like PvP, if I just say, hey, look, let's all co-op. I make this kind of music, you make that kind of music. Can we make something together? If we can't, cool. If we can, awesome. If we can't, do you need certain skill sets that I know of? Do you need certain insight that I know of? Do I need certain insight and skill sets that you have? It's like, you do? Okay, cool. Now we can talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because, let's say I make uh fucking shoegaze, right? If I make shoegaze, then it's like, all right, um, you don't make shoegaze, all right, that's fine, that's cool. But do you need help mixing? Do you need help producing? Do you need help this? And I was like, okay, so I'm not very good at mixing. Then it's like, hey, I have that skill set. I'm pretty good at that. Let's talk, right? Um, and instead of, oh, you have more followers than I do. Fuck you. like no, don't like what the fuck. Like I'm gonna make sure that I release everything that I have like when you release yours done.
There's those
I'm
people
going
that are like that though, who like they form their own circle of people who are like either started at the same time as them or have like the same numbers that they have, and those are the only people they'll consider working with. That are people who are bigger than them, and that's stupid. That limits you so
to
much.
like
You
I think everything's so short-sighted and so arrogant that people just lose sight
cuz
of what
cuz
they should be doing.
they're looking at how they can benefit from a friendship, and that sucks.
That was my entire life on that receiving end for pretty much my entire project with like US Foundry.
Mm.
And that's why I just took like a hiatus for so long because of people like that. Um, and that's also why I took. Anytime I meet people like that, I just take like a hiatus. Like that streamer that I was talking about. Um, I took a hiatus from like raiding and guild wars too. And I love raiding. I just took a hiatus from that, and my guildies have all seen me have seen me the most toxic I've been in a long ass fucking time. I was like, I didn't know that you had it in you. Yeah, because I've never been so pissed off. Um, and I was like, I just take a hiatus from all that stuff because it's just so exhausting. Uh, it's always so exhausting, and I never like it. Um, I always kind of look down on it, and I understand why it exists. And if people do that, I said do.
Doo doo.
I said do 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 do. But like it's like two. But like if people do that, then I feel like they should just belong in their own little corner, and they'll thrive. They will thrive extensively. Ironically, they will thrive if they go into their little corner and they're very honest with their feelings of like, hey, this is what I am. They will actually thrive and they'll actually grow fairly large, actually.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
Um,
the bigger creators are like that, where they only want people who are as successful as they are around them.
because it's ironically it's not really cannibalism. It's cannibalism
But
if it's
The thing
one
is,
person.
the people who make them successful aren't those other creators. They're just like casual people who just stumble upon them. So it's like
Yeah,
they're crediting those other creators. They're like, "Oh, well, you lift me up. You're the reason I'm so successful." But really it's your viewers, your audience.
yeah,
So they're
and
crediting the wrong people, and they're saying like this friendship is beneficial to me, so I need it.
we've seen that with lots of like the VTuber
It's
dramas in the
bad
past.
in
Like
VTuber space. It's
you,
really
yeah,
bad. It's
it's
really
extremely,
fucking bad. Like
and it's
work with smaller people. Like I intentionally seek out smaller people that I can help. I do that by
I
design.
this is actually one of the reasons why I stream lots of Guild Wars too. I'm very transparent about it. And I know for a fact a lot of people don't play Guild Wars through. I know for a fact. I've seen the channel analytics. I can tell you the channel analytics of when I stream, like when I end. When I end around midnight my time, which should be like end of prime time, around prime time. Do you know how many channels there are? Anywhere between 45 and 50. And it never goes past 50 and never goes below 40.
Hmm.
Um, how I know this? I know this extensively. And you know the average viewers? Average viewers anywhere between 100 and no, average viewers would be around 50, less than 50, probably around 20. How I know this? Because I know all those small channels and I try to get to know new players, new channels. Um, and I've seen lots of new channels and they're all like wonderful people. All like very creative people, actually. And yeah, no, it's I notice a lot of like smaller channels, and I feel I on one hand I'm like I want to support them. On the other hand, it's I feel like they have to also be open to like being transparent because a lot of times they're not. A lot of people one they this goes to another question, but another answer in my head. But like a lot of people just don't know what they want. And streaming is a journey. Streaming is a very long journey. It's very like almost looking back onto yourself kind of journey
Mm-hmm.
where you kind of have to know why you want to stream and what makes you happy when streaming, right? What are your goals? Right. If your goals is content creation, that's an entirely different goal than just like I want to grow bigger. And that's an entirely different goal. And they're not mutually exclusive, right? However, they're all different goals and you kind of have to like figure things out. And it's not very easy to just say, you should stream because you want to stream, right? That should be your goal. And it's like, no, that's our goal. I could have a different goal. And a lot of these smaller streamers, you know, a lot of newer streamers, they don't know their goal. So whenever and you don't want to push them into a direction, especially if you don't want to push them in a direction that they might not be comfortable with, right? So it's like, okay, so what's your goal? Right? And it sounds like a loaded question, but you know, you should just ask yourself that. And it's like, okay, I want this. These are my goals personally. These are my goals for my channel. These are my goals number wise. These are my goals, you know, what have you. And then you could very
Goals
easily
are
reach said
yeah,
goals
goals are
if
important,
you.
but they're also like they're very fluid because like my goals have shifted a lot in my time
And
streaming.
that's okay. That's perfectly fine, right? Because if they shift, if they like a lunar shift, ha, 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 ha. I said, anyway.
New music coming soon.
Uh, so, if they shift, if they move around, if they change from time to time, that's fine. That's actually like good because streaming is a very transformative and very it's constantly changing, right? So if it changes every week, every month, every year, doesn't matter. It does. It will. You're also growing as a person. You're growing as a streamer. You're growing in general. It's gonna happen. And soon your pants won't fit you. And soon you're just gonna be overweight. And sometimes you're gonna have love handles. And
Way
sometimes
ahead of you.
your wife is gonna leave you. Anyways.
All right, I haven't gotten to that phase yet, but soon enough. We'll get there.
Oh, don't worry. My life, my I don't, I haven't gotten married, but you know, I assume my wife's gonna leave me the moment we get married. Assuming I find a wife. Assuming the moment I find a girlfriend.
Woo, I'm
The moment
married.
I find someone
I'm leaving.
that loves me. God damn it.
Um,
Anyways,
all right. How did you come up with your name, and is there any meaning behind it?
uh, so Caliber died. I got Caliber from when I was hacking games on the PSP. And I found a game save on Monster Hunter, and his name was Caliber, and I was like, "That sounds like a cool name." Anyways, cool, awesome. And then I think I was on YouTube back in the day, and there was like a YouTuber I was like watching constantly. I think it was like Level Guy LG or something like that. And then there were a few other things. I don't know how I was like, oh, there's like another few other YouTubers um that were doing Let's Plays, and I think one of them just like level died or something like that. And I was like, Caliber died. Anyways, that's my name now. And I decided that's how it is. That's realistic all it is. Multiple times I actually considered changing it and rebranding myself.
That's
But
hard.
I always kind of felt yeah, I
It's
always
really hard to
like
do that. I know because I've been through it.
I always find it very awkward and kind of weird
Because
for
like
me.
also anything you have that's like historical is no longer attributed to you. It's attributed
Yeah,
to that old name.
yeah,
And if you can't go
but
back and fix it, it's just like that now. And some of my stuff is like that now.
and I knew that was gonna happen, and I wanted this is actually like a prime time for me to change my name actually, because I'm not applying to anything on my channel, so I can like before I can't change my name because I was applying for like a arena sponsorship.
Hmm.
But now because I don't have that, I could just change my name. I always found it awkward for myself personally, where I don't want everyone knows me as Caliber now,
And it's hard for
which
yeah,
is
it's gonna be hard for your friends to adjust and just your normal viewers will like they might be on like Twitch or whatever and see you go live and be like, who the hell?
the hell is this? I
Who
had
is
that
that?
moment multiple times with a lot of people, and I was like, I just unfollowed them. It's like, wait, oh, you're this. Oops. You should have told me that, bro.
What yeah, one of my Blue Sky friends changed her name recently and she's also a streamer. And it's still I'm still like getting used to it. And this was like
Orchid.
yeah.
You got.
Uh,
I had trouble with Orchid.
this is like a month and a half ago, I think, at this point that she changed her name, or maybe like a month
Yeah.
ago. And it's yeah, I'm getting used to it, but it's very different than the old name.
It's very hard. For her, specifically for her,
I
she's the only one who's in blue for me. Aside from games done quick, I just search up my my follow channels, and I was like, that's her. Got it. Cool. Neat. I don't remember her name otherwise.
like
It's really hard
all
for
right,
me.
let's have because we have Pug in the chat here. For example, if Pug just suddenly changed names to something different and came into my chat, I would have no idea that that's someone else.
Yeah,
Or
I wouldn't have
like
an
no,
idea.
I would have no idea that that person is Pug. I would think it's someone else. That's what I mean to say. Unless
I
they explicitly say like, "Hey, I used to be this name." I'll be like, "Oh,
I wouldn't. I've had a few people I think on my last stream who changed their name, and it's like I don't know who the fuck you are now. This Twitch is saying you're not a first time chatter, but I don't recognize that name. I sure as hell do recognize a lot of names, and you're not any of them. Who the fuck are you? So
I bet you do."
yeah, like changing names is kind of weird. It's not even just like a content thing. It's just that for me, uh, personally, I feel like what do I want to be, and is it okay that I can be said thing?
Yeah,
Um, because I know a lot of people use Japanese names as well as you, right? But it's like, do I want that? I don't want that. And then there's like, I'm Chinese. I can use like Chinese name. It's like, do I want that? I don't know if I really want that. So it's like, it becomes very awkward in a way for me. Um, because it's like, I just don't know. what to do. I'm not like,
You have to, before even thinking about branding or anything, you have to vibe with whatever your name is before anyone
yeah,
else is even concerned.
and you have to be okay with that for like forever.
Because that's,
And it's like,
and
or
yeah, that was a consideration for me in my real life when I got my name changed in real life too. Is like this is my name forever now. So, it has to be the right one for me because I'm not gonna go through this process again.
yeah,
It's
and
something you want to
changing
do.
everything.
It's something you don't want to keep having to do. So, and it in real life is a pain in the ass in the United States. I don't know if you know. So,
It's gonna be a pain
um,
in the ass everywhere.
um,
So
eh, there are places that make it easier and places that make it more difficult. And I think here it's on the more difficult side because in my state you have to have your name change published before you can even go through the court.
ooh,
So you have to say this is the old name. This is what the new name's going to be. The court hearing is on this date. You have to put that in a newspaper or something. It's
ugh.
stupid. But yeah, that's one of the ways they do things here. It's really outdated, but
Sounds like what you would get from a fucking village. Like, just have
I
like the
yeah,
town
they
crier to
already
say
do
things.
they do all the background checks and stuff on you before you can even do it. So I don't understand also needing to do that. Because that's just saying, yeah, that's saying, hey, everyone in this area, this person's changing their name. Like, why do you have to do that?
Yeah, because they don't have a town crier anymore. So that's it's a village. That's what it is.
Change, yeah,
It's-
yeah. Changing names is hard in real life and on the internet. It's just hard because there's so much history attached to you either way, whether you're online or offline. And you, like Caliber was saying, you have to find that ideal opportune time to do it where things just kind of work out. Because, like, for example, if you just started a new job and everyone's getting to know you as this name, and then suddenly it's different, for example, have fun with that.
Maybe I should be a town crier VTuber. Maybe I should just change my entire branding from meme demon to be like a town crier VTuber. That'll work. My intro will just
that's
be hear ye, hear ye.
that's really funny. I've never seen anything quite like that either. That's funny.
I'll do it. It'll be for that one bit though. Like that's it. That's all it is.
All right, Caliber, we
And
touched
then
on this earlier, but did you do well in school?
I did so elementary school I did well. Cram school I did well, or Saturday school, whatever. And for uh in general, high school, middle school, I did extremely well. In university, I just stopped caring. Even though that's the time where
Caliber,
you should start caring.
Caliber, you have the Asian genes.
I am because I'm Asian.
And by
But
that,
like
I mean you have Asian parents.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Or
look,
parent,
I'm Asian myself.
parents. I don't actually know.
Parents,
Okay,
parents. Um,
gotcha. Yeah,
like as I like, I'm just the only thing I don't know how to do is like play piano, but I know how to play instruments. I know how to play bassoon. That's also another thing about me. And I know how to play lots of folk Chinese folk instruments like the yerwu, which is a two-string violin, the Chinese flute, the zhizhi, the zither. So I know how to play lots of Chinese instruments and lots of instruments in general.
that's really cool.
I just don't know how to play piano or violin. Um, but like, so I'm still like half a disappointment. But like, and I went to STEM, but I didn't really uh do anything like I didn't become a doctor or anything like that. So again, I'm a disappointment. My parents constantly feel like I should be a lawyer because I back talk them constantly and be a smart ass.
That's like a
That's
normal parent retort. That or like
yeah.
if you lie, if you're good at lying and getting away with it, parents will be like, "You should be a lawyer." Like, oh god, that's so funny.
Because I catch my parents just saying things like maybe and stuff like that, like in Chinese. And I was like, maybe is maybe, possibly is possibly, right? Um, if you're sure about something, you say that you're sure. So are you sure about this? And it's like, no, we're not sure. Okay, so you're not sure. So I'm just gonna assume it's wrong. And then they don't like that, right? They absolutely hate that. Um, so it's like I just constantly do it because
Yeah.
I love them to bits, I guess. I guess.
All right.
Um,
You want to do
but yeah,
another topic
I've been
or
well.
talk more about school?
I'm good with school. Like
Yeah.
I'm just not very smart. I'm I'm not very smart like academically because I don't I gave up after or during university because I just didn't like biochemistry.
I don't for
Um
school though, you don't have to be super smart to do well. It's more like it's a
Memorizing
test
everything.
of memory and a test of just your endurance more than
Application.
anything.
A lot of its application, a lot of it is critical thinking in the field of science. And that's why like I can eat moldy things and I feel fine. People think that, oh, you eat mold, you will die. But people also think that the 3 second rule exists because bacteria will absolutely wait for 3 seconds before going on the piece of toast
Yeah, there's
that
no
fell on the
five
floor.
second, no 3 second rule. That's bullshit.
Right.
The
Right.
second it
It
touches
doesn't
that
work.
surface, it is contaminated. It does not take
Right.
any time.
And mold isn't always a bad thing. Penicillin is technically mold, but like in general,
Right.
or fungus, right? It's just like there's like lots of things that you have to consider, and it's like that's why you can also eat like green eggs. Green eggs are caused by the eggs being, I would say, infected, but like it's being contaminated with certain bacteria and certain chemicals. But they're harmless. They're harmless to the body. That's why you can eat green eggs. That's why Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham. You can absolutely eat green eggs and you'll be fine.
The only green
Um,
eggs I ever had were dyed. I'm not gonna lie.
you know, but they actually come from like I think some bacteria with like nitro or something like as a chemical that they just produce. That's why you can just eat green eggs. When you have other molds, no, you can't eat that. However, um you know, something like a moldy bread and stuff like that, if it doesn't look that bad, you can probably like cut it off and you'll be fine. And people say like, no, you shouldn't do that. It's like, no, you'll be fine. um as I've ate like moldy bread constantly, I've ate moldy cheese constantly, that's not
Yeah.
blue cheese.
Yeah.
I've ate like, I ate like, when you really think about it, here's a fun fact for you. When you really think about it, right, yogurt's just expired milk, and cheese is just more expired milk. That's all it is. They have bacteria in them. That's how you make it. Like, it's fine. Like, you'll be okay. Like, not that bad. Um, but like, it's a lot of it's like applications, right? Education's a lot about applications, critical
And
thinking,
half of it
and
is the social experience too. It's not just about learning things. So that's
I
something.
always told kids in high school when they were thinking about like university and college and stuff like that. I always tell them that university and college is basic, well, post secondary um is always going to be like a fast track. It's gonna be like a speed run of life, and you just won't notice it. Because what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be uh, met with a lot of expectations and a lot of people all at once, all at the same time, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. And you're gonna very quickly learn what kind of people that you do like and do like interacting with, what kind of people that you don't like interacting with, and what you like about yourself and what you hate about yourself. And you're just gonna learn all that in a span of like 4 or 5 years, and it's gonna be a wild ride, and you're gonna have to buckle down. And if you can't buckle down, then you really, really need to get some duct tape and strap yourself in because
Hmm.
it's just gonna be a ride. Um, and I tell them that constantly,
I've
and
thought about
they
going to school for becoming an educator, which I might still do at some point.
I think at the end of the day, as long as you're happy with what you're trying to learn, I think that's the most important thing.
If I went,
Because
yeah, if I did schooling immediately out of high school, I would have no idea what I wanted. I wanted to do music and I wanted to do game dev stuff, which there's still things I do, but
Mhm.
they're not things I would benefit going to school from, you know.
Like even now, my biochemistry degree, fucking useless. Fucking useless. I don't know how babies are made. Yay. Like that's great. I know how cancer is. Yay. Am I gonna really do anything with that? No. Because why? Because what the fuck are you gonna do? That person has cancer. That thing has cancer. Cool. Awesome. That's it. Like I'm not a doctor. I can't do anything about it. And if I did become a doctor or a researcher, I can't do anything about it.
Hey,
Um,
Caliber, what's
yeah.
something you've done that you're most proud of?
Meeting you.
Aw.
Ha. Um,
Aw.
I think I think one of the things I'm most proud of, like personally, it would probably be EOS Foundry. But I think what I'm most proud of actually are all the friends I met along the way. Isn't streaming just all the friends you meet along the way? Um, because a lot of it is I've learned to grow as a person in the past like 5 years of like streaming and whatnot. 4 to 5 years. I've grown as a person. I've met a lot of people who are good. Uh, a lot of people who and a lot of people who are bad. But a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people who are good. More bad than good. But
Yeah, I have a similar experience with that. I cannot,
but
I cannot even deny that that is the case.
and it's
And a lot of those
I've
people who are like the worst actually don't present that way outright. Like you only find out
after the fact.
after really knowing who they are. Like outwardly they seem like good people or whatever until you learn more about them.
Yeah, and we know certain people mutually. But yeah, no, I've learned a lot about people, and I think if I didn't, I would probably be a different person. Um, I would probably get to this point as a person eventually, but not as fast as I would have. Even though it's been like 5 years, I think the 5 years has been it seems slow, but to me, it's like faster than it should be. Um, where I've learned to basically like I wasn't arrogant before, but I feel like I was arrogant in hindsight. Um, I feel like I was like a little too uh not emotionally intelligent in a way. But now I've it's like okay, I developed some more empathy, a little more empathy. Might not be a much, but hopefully it's enough. And stuff like that, right? Where it's like because I'm dealing with more people as opposed to like the same people at my workplace, because I already know the people at my workplace. I don't really have to like I can be comfortable with them. But now, as when I was streaming or when I'm still streaming and meet new people, it's like okay, these are dynamics that I should know. This is how I make conversation. This is how I, talk to people, and I develop as a person, and that's all those friends I made, all those people that I've talked to, they all play a small part in that. And I feel like that's something that, if I didn't put my foot forward in doing so and meeting these people and even continuing talking to them or, changing myself as a person, I wouldn't be changed as a person.
Streaming,
Um,
yeah, streaming is very different because it's like a revolving door of people rather than, at your job, you might get a new employee every now and then. You're not constantly meeting new people.
yeah,
In streaming, you definitely do constantly meet people, whether it's on social media or on your streams, or you raid into someone, you meet new people that way, or someone raids into you and you meet new people. It's like there's so many ways that you get connected with new people that it can't even compare to like real social circumstances.
yeah. So it's literally kind of like a fast track, right? It's just a speed run, like everything's a speed run. So you're just
Speed dating.
constantly a speed dating basically. So yeah, so I get that. So I get how, you know, all of it that all of it is, and that's and as for like a personal goal, personal thing being like EOS Foundry, it's not a successful business. So I've for context, I've made EOS Foundry, which is a open source company. We're making the Stream Deck, but we're mostly a consulting company. We do a lot of things generally from time to time, and we're still making the makeshift, but it's a lot of it's kind of remaking of certain things.
I wish I
Uh,
had one for this. It would be so
it'll
much more
probably make your
convenient.
life like significantly
It'd be
easier,
so much more
actually.
convenient than what I'm doing. I'm using my phone right now,
Yeah, no.
which sucks.
I had the Stream Deck, like I have the makeshift with me right now. It's disassembled, but man, the keys are so fucking good. It's really nice. It feels really nice. I used to use it for my for um just like making art, because I would just like click on keys and I was like, oh, that's my new brush, that's my second brush, that's my second thing. All right, cool. And I also make emails out of it. So it's like I don't have to sign things off. It just signs something off for me. They're all just macros.
Yeah.
I just change whatever setting I need. And I'll have like 1,000 settings, 1,000 different settings, 1,000 different profiles, because I just need to turn my knob, and every turn is just profile 1, profile 2, profile 3. So I would just have whatever profile I need, or I could just type in a profile.
Hmm.
Like this is my number pad. Type in profile 1, 2. All right, 12. Cool. And then I'll just have them profile
Yeah,
for me.
I'm definitely gonna be interested in something like that at some point, because if as
It's
long as there's a
really
way
cool.
to support the same stuff that the Stream Deck does with like web get requests and stuff, then it could just integrate seamlessly into what I already set up, and it would be
So
a lot
it's good.
better.
Uh, but fun fact about like, so for more context, the makeshift is basically kind of like a Stream Deck, but like 100% open source. And it's pretty much from like bottom, like top down open source, bottoms up open source. So all the hardware, you can technically make it out of a shoebox if you really feel like it. Like it can, like all the dimensions, all the blueprints, they're all open source. It's aggressively open source. Um and we made sure that it was gonna be like that. We support open source companies, open source projects, and it's ants. Um, so it's really, I'm slowing myself down, not because of there's an ad. That's fine. It's
No, it's
okay.
no
Like,
yeah, just throw in your filler right now, whatever filler you got.
I mean, filling.
I could
I like
ask you stuff.
being. Yeah. Anyways, we're
So
done. Those
so
ads are done. It's fine.
well, there's still 40 seconds for the entire ad break. So you just got a
Uh,
shorter one than some people.
I think they've always been doing shorter ones.
Cuz
That's
it's supposed to be
it's
a minute and a half. Um yeah, I was going to ask.
probably
So what do you do for a PCB if you're to build your own? Like how do you have one manufactured?
so
Like
you can technically, so the blueprints for the PCB is out there as well. So you can, if you have, let's say, a 3D printer that can do PCBs, you can technically do that. There's nothing stopping you.
I'm pretty
We
sure the
make sure
3D
that nothing's
printer
stopping you.
that I have in my house cannot do that. So I would have to
So
order one, like
it's
PCB
there.
Ray
There
or
are some
something.
jank ones. There's some jank ways in doing it. Because you just need a silicone thing, and then you just have a marker, and then you dissolve things. Basically,
What
that's
if
how
I
people do it.
what if I had like an old keyboard or something? Is there a way I could like
No,
jank
you
that
can't.
into?
You can probably jank it in, but it'll be pretty hard to do so. Uh, but a lot, if you want to, you could send it off to one of those PCB manufacturers, or you could buy it off of us.
Yeah, okay.
Um, there were times where we were selling kits, so you don't have to build it. We don't have to build it ourselves. You can just build it yourself, and I think some of the kits you would have to like solder yourself. Um, but it depends on how much you want to like build it. But everything's like pretty much out there. So you could also just buy the PCB from like a manufacturer. You'll have like 5 or 10 of them, but or you can buy from us.
Pug
Same,
asks,
it'll be like the same price.
how do you design a PCB to get printed?
You send them the blueprint, and they'll do it.
So yeah, and
And we
in
have the
this
blueprint.
case, the PCB is already designed. You just send it. You send
You
the
just send it in.
files
Yeah.
to the company that manufactures them. But as for how you actually do it, I assume there's like software that you
Like
do
drawing
that
it.
in.
Yeah, there's programs for it. Yes. And you just have to design it and see how everything works, and then you kind of optimize it, and that's realistically all it is. Um, see,
Because
and
I'm
a
familiar with,
lot of it.
like, for example, what a Gerber file is. I know what that means
Mhm.
personally, but some people just don't know.
Yeah, some people don't know, and that's fine. We make sure that everything's gonna be as accessible as we can, because a lot of our selling point is to make sure everything is accessible. We want to make sure that even if you don't know how to use it, the onus is on us to fix it, not you. If you don't know how to use it, that's our problem, not your problem. We follow that logic through and through. So if you don't know how to program it, right, that's on us, not on you. If you don't know how to use it, if you don't know how to
So do you have
build
like
it,
a firmware that you flash to the thing? How does it work?
yes,
Okay.
there's a firmware that you can flash to the thing. Uh, Again, everything's like open source, so you can be a power user if you really wanted to. But if you don't want to, then you can. You can just put it in. And a lot of times we were designing two things during the entire thing. Um, During the development, we were designing the hardware was pretty much done. We wanted to design the firmware to be as optimized as possible, and that's why we're moving from Java to Rust. So everything that
Good.
because that sorts out memory much better. That's why we're taking such a
Good.
long hiatus.
Frick Java.
We're trying.
Get that shit out
We're
of
we're
here.
taking such a we're taking such a long hiatus because we're switching to Rust. We're
I'm
redesigning everything from firmware up
I'm
to
actually
Rust.
very familiar with moving from something else to moving to Rust because a project I work on just recently did that. And we're in our beta builds for Rust for our software. But we were using what? I think we were just using C before. I'm not positive. I'm not a
Like C's
programmer.
great.
So like I'm just a person who like I contribute whatever little like whatever small tweaks and fixes I can when it comes to code because I have like
Mhm.
the like most basic understanding of things. Where like if I see a problem, I can probably fix it if it's not like multiple layers deep. If it's just like a surface level problem, I can probably fix it, but that's about it.
Yep, that's a lot of what I can do mostly because I'm not the lead
Cuz
programmer
like the
for it.
way I learn my programming is looking at whatever already exists and kind of working based on that. That's how I do things.
That sounds like me.
Cuz like
So
yeah, like if I see like okay, this is defined as this. Okay, so that's defined or the definition or variable is wrong here, so I'll just, swap it out with the thing it's supposed to be. That's what I can do. I can't like make lines of code from scratch and make them work, but
can't make magic,
I
but
can
you can do what you can.
sometimes fix or adjust things as needed.
So you're the perfect user for us because what we're trying to achieve. This is the front end of the programming, and this is why we wanted to make developer kits for people so that people can play around with it. We wanted to get people who weren't programmers to be able to program, and we wanted to get people to kind of understand as if they were like Lego bricks, right? Where I don't know, back in the day we had like Lego robotics, and
Hmm.
then we just have robotics, right? for high school. For middle school, it was like Lego robotics, where people would do robotic competitions with like Lego, and then there would be engineers, basically little engineers, and a lot of their software was pretty much like building Lego pieces. A lot of the hardware is also building Lego pieces, and we kind of wanted to do that, and we kind of wanted to make sure that even if you don't know programming, that you can do programming. Um, so again, that goes with accessibility, right? Um, and we wanted to really hone in on that, and that's why the development time, with only like one lead developer and the other one doing all of marketing and everything else, it was like it got painful, right? And we got like
Yeah.
we tried to get volunteers, and a lot of people weren't interested and a lot of people were interested, and it's like a whole mess of everything, and a lot of people who
When it's
seemed interested
yeah,
just wanted.
when it's an open source project and there's not necessarily like a huge profit uh potential, because you know you're kind of just making something for the love of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
um
that's something that might dissuade a lot of people who would otherwise be willing to help with something. It's hard when you're saying like I don't know what we're gonna make in terms of money, right?
yeah, and that's why we couldn't find investors, actually, because they hated us. They actually hated. They hated me every single
you
time.
you have to
Uh,
get investors who are invested in open source already, because that's the only
and
way.
all of them aren't. So a lot of times, whenever I get like an investor like meeting or someone, they just don't like me. They get interested in the project and then they just don't like me. And it's like, okay, I'm wasting your time. That's probably I'm really happy that I'm wasting your time. But you're wasting my time, which I'm not really happy about. But I get to waste your time, so that's good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the
hopefully you
investors,
cost
all the
them
tech,
hopefully you cost them a couple $1,000 by wasting a few hours of their time or whatever.
hell yeah, I did. Because they all say the stupidest shit that I've ever heard. Because okay, a lot of them are like, okay, we want it to be subscription models. So it's like, okay, so I can't get that.
Mm,
But
mm, 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 mm.
they're also saying like this is a high risk, low reward kind of thing, and it's like this fucking infinitely
It's
scales.
it's low risk and potential for reward is what it is. Like where's the risk? You already did the hard parts.
Yeah,
The
everything's
only
like
thing you
fine.
need is like marketing and maybe like a more finalized design or like a mass marketable design, right?
Yeah, and that's
Production,
literally all it was.
physical production.
Um,
Yeah, that's
it,
you did
it's
the hard
it
part.
was we gave him an outline. It was like this is basically like infinitely scaling. Like it's fine. Like as long as we have like an open source community as well, because it's open source, like we don't really have to hire more developers technically. Like in theory, we don't have to, right? In theory, it's open source, so
Yeah, and
people,
if you
like
really
when they
needed
make things.
developers, you can also just bounty for them instead of having someone on a salary.
Yeah, and we told them that, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. It's like,
Yes, it
I
is.
don't know how you.
Have you never been in the open source community ever?
And
Jesus.
we get so many rejections that I just kind of gave up. Like it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, new investor, cool. And we were also getting like people tried scamming us as well, and it's like I don't know what to think of all this. Um, Basically Chinese investors who kind of wanted free visas and stuff like that. It's kind of weird. We got
Yeah.
we got everyone from the bottom of the barrel. Like we literally got everyone from the bottom of the barrel.
Oh,
I
and
actually got into like,
I'm
yeah, go ahead.
not like I'm not shitting on Chinese companies or anything, but you know what they do, right?
Oh yeah, I
If
know.
you have them do your production, they're gonna be selling a bunch of them on their own.
Which is fine for us because we don't give a shit because it's open source.
Yeah.
Like you can they can do it anyways.
But
It's fine. It's
if
okay.
they like if they tried to make the argument like, oh, we can't have this be all completely open, like we want this design to be, limited to paying customers or whatever,
Which we also
they would still be like they would be producing extra units and selling them on the side because they do that.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
how
We
companies
we
like
we
Temu
both know that.
exist. Like Temu,
We both know that.
Alibaba.
Um, but like what we because everything is so aggressively open source that it's like they can do that. They can easily do that, and we don't have to like give too much of a shit. Like basically, we've made so many like contingency plans for stuff like that. That's like it doesn't matter. People can technically steal it, and it's like doesn't fucking matter. It realistically doesn't matter to us. Um, like profits wise, like
Oh, the
are
other
you
thing would be clones. Like they would just take your name off of it completely and sell it.
dog? There's people already compare us to the Stream Deck constantly, and some other deck like things. I think it wasn't Elgato because Elgato makes the Stream Deck. Uh, fun fact: Stream Deck is also open source. It's just very badly open source. Um, there's a few other ones. I think uh it's not Da Vinci. A few other companies have made like similar products.
Da Vinci does have a product like that, but it's
It's
geared
it,
towards
it's
video
it's different.
editing.
It's geared for video editing. There's another one that's kind of like that. I don't remember. But there's a few, and I don't remember any of them anymore. But also like Elgato made
They're
like a
I
Stream Deck
mean,
that's also like ours. To be
yeah,
fair,
they're
with like knobs.
yeah, but
But
it's all just they're macro pads. It's like a subset of a peripheral. It's not
yeah,
like it's not like it's a brand new idea that Stream Deck invented because they existed before the Stream Deck. They
but the thing
were
is, the only difference between
Stream
us,
Deck was geared towards streamers is the difference in terms of that. But
the,
yeah,
yeah, the only difference
I don't like
is
the
that
like touch screen sort of thing. Like I don't want it to have a screen on it. I would rather just have keys, you know?
ours technically have a screen, and ours technically can be a touchscreen. We just don't make it a touchscreen. But our screen is literally just there to actually have if you want to display. You can technically remove it to display. You can remove it to display and like call it a day. You don't have to actually have the
Yeah.
display on there.
I don't care if a screen exists. I don't want a touch screen that is used to operate things cuz I know how fucking finicky that can be.
Yeah, that's why we don't have it.
OS freezes and then you just can't do anything. Yeah, cool. Cuz it has to have an
It's
operating system cuz it's a fucking screen.
it's there only for displaying information. So I think one of the ideas that we had was to kind of have chat going on there, or stream information going on there in
That's
case
cool.
your stream kind of goes offline. So you can see your bit rate, you can see basically everything from OBS and from Twitch side of things to just have it on there. Another one was there was another project that we like tried programming. um, so if you have an elderly one and who might have dementia, like my grandmother, they might need some visual stimulation. Or just elderly people just want to play a game or something like that. But they don't want to play something like Bop It. Right? So what do you have? Well, I know a lot of calculators back in the day, like a lot of the programmable calculators would have like some mini games and stuff like that with addition, subtraction, all that jazz. With their screens. With this one, you have a visual stimulus with the screen where you could just press keys, and because all the lights, all the keys have lights on them, you can technically are backlighting like a mechanical keyboard. You can technically play like Bop It or something like that. Play like some mini games on your makeshift.
Simon Says
It's
or Simon.
and yes, I'm sense, right? Like it's small enough, and lightweight enough that you can just play on like a Game Boy, right? It's as big as a Game Boy. It's lighter than a Game Boy. You could play Doom on the thing if you really wanted to. But like, that's something that we were considering, and we were marketing towards libraries as well as the healthcare system. Uh, because we're so like we were open source, we could just do whatever and market to basically anyone
Yeah,
that we want that we want to.
if it weren't for the fact that funding in public schools is so bad, it would be a cool thing to market to like computer classes at public schools Be like, this is a project, like you can have your students put these together and they're actually useful on top of that
Yeah,
because it's a
so I
macro
went
pad.
to a library. I went to a library and told them that this is our idea. Um, and this is,
Libraries
people
also
can.
kind of aren't funded very well anymore.
I know.
Which
They
sucks.
were interested in like having programming classes, right? And having like engineer classes because that's what it was. It was like engineering assembling things, right? Kids would be able to assemble their own makeshift very easily. People would be able to program their makeshift very easily. People will learn about the operating system. People would learn how to make a very small program for themselves and be able to develop things. And they passed on the idea. We went to we but I because I was a part of marketing, or I was just marketing. I was the entirety of marketing. I have like a pitch for like basically almost any industry that you would want, right? For the makeshift. Mm, actually, even including like maybe the service industry as well. Um, so it was like everyone had like a use for the makeshift
Yeah,
because
I
of
mean,
how
I can see
portable it
it.
was.
I can see it in like offices or like even like healthcare industry where you have anywhere you have to like repeatedly do inputs. Like why not have a way to make that simpler?
Yeah, it's basically a macro pad, but like you could there's infinite choices, infinite like options sort of thing. That's why it's like, it's good, it's nice. And that's why we actually call them makeshift because you can just make it and shift around, as much as you like. And no one really picked up on it, so I was like, okay,
Well,
well, that's how it is. And it's not like it's a dead project. It's still on. Like we still have plans on doing it. We just don't have the funding. We can't fund it anymore ourselves. So it's like that's why I got like a different job. That's why I had to take a break from streaming because of my very abusive job. That's why I'm doing other things for EOS
so
so that we can
you're
fund.
still at this whatever this newer job is.
Oh no, I'm not
Oh,
doing
okay.
that anymore. Otherwise I would be so miserable. That was the most miserable I've been in a
I've
longest
had
time.
jobs like that. I understand.
Yeah, but now it's like I've been learning cybersecurity stuff. Very slowly. All things considered, just to formalize the fact that I've been working formalized knowing how to use Linux, knowing how to use um just computers in general and cybersecurity stuff in general. So that's basically what I've been doing for the past several months now.
All right, I think we got time for one more main topic and then we can move on to outro topics. So let's
I
do one more. What's your favorite kind of movie?
The one that will make me ugly cry, and this is why I like Uma Musume. Like,
Ooh.
so the the ones that make me ugly cry and are the ones that have a protagonist doing their hardest and trying their best, being basically an underdog. It doesn't even have to be an underdog. Just the fact that the entire world is kind of against them and they still try to persevere knowing that the entire world's against them
Mm-hmm.
and they make it. And I just ugly cry every single time. And that's what Uma Musume is, and that's why I'm so attached to that game, because all those anime scenes, especially like my regular, where it's like that one girl trying her fucking hardest, and it's like I ugly cry, and like I don't even need to watch like the rest of the anime. It's like this already made me ugly cry. So all those movies that do that, it's like I'm just here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm never leaving. I can't leave.
I
I have
like
to watch
yeah.
this movie for.
I like those kind of movies too. I get it. Have you seen A Silent Voice? It's my
Yes,
favorite anime movie ever, and it's like that in my mind. It's
I
so
I
it breaks me every time, but it's so good.
yeah. That's why I don't want to watch it. Just watch. I don't want to
It's
watch
so
those
good.
movies because I know it breaks me. I don't want to be broken. I'm already broken on the inside. I don't need it being shattered again after I fix it with duct tape. Right? It's super glue and duct tape. I don't need another sledgehammer. I'm good. Like that's all it is.
Yeah, I have this problem where like a lot of movies will just make me cry at this point because I'm just super emotional. So it's
Yeah,
hard for me. It's hard for me. Uh
that's why I
Unless it's like a
uh
comedy or like something just upbeat.
I think I try to watch comedies a little bit more just to kind of stop myself from like ugly crying pretty much every time I watch something. So I always try to watch like a good comedy, and I was like, all right, this is this is where we're at now. We found our happy place, and this is where we're staying for as long as it takes until I see something else. And I was like,
Oh
okay,
yeah, personally, I don't care if a movie is good or bad. Like I will probably enjoy it either way. Like
I watched so many
like
bad movies.
like
That's like it's
bad
fun.
bad comedy is usually just as funny as good comedy to me.
Bad comedies. I feel like a lot of those jokes, a lot of those bits are just are funny in and of itself because they're bad and because you these comedies a lot of it is also like comedic timing. So having a bad comedy is like I'm pretty sure it's not because the bit was bad, or it's just that people don't recognize the comedic timing and that's why it's funny a lot of times.
Yeah, so we have a whole subgenre of comedy called cringe comedy now. That's basically that.
Yeah.
It's like
So
yeah, it's like it's bad, but it's also just actually really good comedy despite being
yeah.
campy.
So,
So like the cringe comedy example I always point to is Napoleon Dynamite. It's it's bad, but it's so fucking funny. It's so good. I love that movie.
but yeah, no, that's those are I don't really watch as many movies or as many things as I used to because I just never really found the time anymore.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm the same.
so like I think just yesterday I just watched a few episodes of some anime. I think I rewatched Elusive Samurai for a bit just because I liked some of the scenes there and Arc Knights. Um, and that took a what I think the last time I watched an anime was like a year ago, or like around a year ago, because I just don't watch anything anymore. I
Mhm.
just decided to just watch something
Yeah,
just yesterday. So
I watched Imaru recently and it was really good. Other than
Mars
that,
open.
I've been I want to see the Happy Gilmore sequel. I'm expecting that to be a cringe comedy basically. Um I want to see the King of the Hill reboot and something that's been on my list of things I want to watch that I haven't yet in terms of TV is Beavis and Butthead revival cuz that seems pretty good from the bits that I've seen.
There's so many things on my list at this point. It might as well be a book. Like there's so
Yeah,
many lists that I've seen like clips everywhere from my YouTube like algorithm. I was like, I should. This feels like a good anime. This feels like a good movie. This feels like, oh, I should probably watch this. Feels like a good TV show,
I have
and I
the
just never get to it.
I have whatever genre of autism where I have like my comfort things and like I'll just watch things that are nostalgic to me rather than watch something new most of the time. It's more comfortable to me to like go into something I've seen before. And like my memory is so bad that I don't remember most of it anyway, most of the
That's
time.
why I watch Twin Peaks every single year.
So like
That's something I watch every year.
most of my movie collection is stuff I bought knowing that I'd seen it before.
I just I think the only thing I actually have I watch constantly is like Twin Peaks. That's it. That's the only TV show that I actually watch. Like I just like everything else is like not Twin Peaks. I'm okay. I tried showing people Twin Peaks before, and they all say it's like it's so weird.
I would
Why
probably
do you
like it.
watch this?
I bet I would.
It's it's so good. It's so peak. I love it.
The last
So
show I got into like that, where it was just kind of random, was House.
the house. Yep, I remember when you were talking about that.
There's stuff I watch as it airs. Like I watched Cobra Kai when it was airing, and I watched all of that, and it was really good. But stuff that like stuff that's old now that I've gone back and watched for the first time, stuff like House. I'm really into. For some, it's the drama, I guess. I like the drama shows because I liked Degrassi when I was growing up, and I liked shit Shameless. Shameless was so good, and it's like drama mixed with comedy. It's great.
I tried. I think most again, the only reason why I understand half of what you said was probably because of YouTube shorts. Like I'm not gonna lie, and
Yeah,
me doom scrolling. It's like I know shame. Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's on my
It's
YouTube shorts. It's like
it was a Showtime original series that aired for way too many seasons. Like it overstayed its welcome, but it was fun the whole way through. Just
that's nice.
it got worse as it went on.
I kind of feel that would be the case.
Yeah.
I kind of like as soon as I saw more and more clips of it, it's like there's I feel like there's a difference in quality
There was like
because
yeah,
this feels very weird.
I want to say like the first several seasons was just adapting the UK series, which
Mhm.
was good, I guess. And then after that, after like season 2 or season 3, I'm not sure which. I think after season 2 it started doing its own thing and uh playing with the setting and the characters a lot more. And it was good for like 4 more seasons after that, and then it just kind of got weird and like they didn't know what they were doing or the writers changed or something. Some of the cast had to leave. So it was interesting, but it's really funny and entertaining. So I really enjoyed it while it was airing. And it was one of those things when it stopped airing that I was like, great, now what do I do? Uh let's move on. Well, we have an ad break coming up. Maybe we shouldn't. Uh I'll do it anyway. Let's see. Do you have a story about a role model who changed your life?
You
Do you have a story about a role model
meeting
who changed your
you changing my life.
we
Holy shit.
we met on VT social like a long time ago.
Yeah, because I saw your tutorial and stuff like that, so I was like, oh, he seems like a nice person.
The thing about the posts on Discord,
Yeah, I think
that
so.
tutorial? Okay.
I don't know. I just never did it, so I never bothered with it.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
VT social is also dead at this point basically. Like I don't know anyone who still is on there and not somewhere else that is more poppin'. So,
I think
also the whole
so.
drama behind the scenes with the people working on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, no,
Yeah. So,
I've seen that. So. I think in terms of like content creation, I think under learning about like Seth MacFarlane, I think that's why I really wanted to do so many creative things because Seth MacFarlane, he just does everything. Dog
mhm.
does everything. Like he acts, he voice acts, he writes. It's like
Yeah, and
he sings.
he's a real voice actor, not someone who just puts his character or his voice on characters because Brian Griffin is him, but every other character he does sounds nothing like him.
Yeah, so it's like he does like literally everything. And he's a great singer. So I was like, wow, he just goes ham, and like that's one of the I think inspirations for me doing lots of lots of this content creation or just trying exploring other lanes. Um, But no, that's probably like the most, I would say, most influential for me. Just because just learning about him, it was like dog goes, dog does everything. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, no, it's like aside from that, there's very few people I would say have inspired me to do much,
Yeah,
right?
something you can say about McFarlane is a lot of people will shit on what Family Guy is now, but Family Guy was at its best when he was doing the most.
Yeah.
And once he like literally once he ceded a little bit of, the writing and whatever to other people is when people started being like, "Oh, this kind of sucks." But yeah, he's very talented. I think that's a great answer.
And then yeah, no, that's basically for content creation. Like personally, I would say like everyone I met like before, right? So I can say you, so you're a person. Um,
I'm a role model
like
though.
in terms of like just being a person,
Maybe,
being
yeah,
your you,
maybe
right?
socially, but I don't think as a creator I should be anyone's role model right
No,
now.
no, no, no. Yeah, we can both agree on that. But like as a person, like personally, like all the friends I met along this streaming journey of mine, I feel like
But this,
everyone
yeah,
like
this is a broader
or
question. This could be about someone who changed your life outside of streaming or creation too. So if you have anything like that, like my
I say my
thought,
dad,
yeah, my thought when I was
my dad.
my my thought when I was writing this question was like, some people have like that one teacher in their life who changed their life forever, or like a family member, or for some people it could even be like something strange like a pet. But yeah,
See, like I could say my dad, I could say my mom, I could say my
it's
sister.
really good to have family that you could say that about.
Not really, because my mom and dad knows I stream, and my sister has seen me in a sailor uniform, so she doesn't give a shit anymore.
Well,
They
what I mean is a lot of people don't have family members that are involved at all with what they
they
do.
they don't support my streaming habits, but they tolerate it because they understand that it's like he's having fun.
It's
It's
like,
it's it's
yeah,
fine.
I could say because I could say my parents changed my life. My mom was super supportive of me, but my dad does not exist in my life. He changed my life by being a piece of shit, basically. You know, so that's not a positive role model for me.
I did like my I because I've learned for my education system they try teaching us about role models, and then I distinctly remember as an elementary school kid that it's like all those role models are dead. Like you're talking about like Martin Luther King. I was like he's dead. Anyways, and I was like, why don't you become, like, so like George Washington or whatever? He's dead.
I
It's
think,
like he
yeah,
died from.
I think
It's
it's
like I don't
important
give a
to
shit.
have people who are alive that you look up to,
And then a
people who
lot of
are
people
actively doing things.
during that time, uh, some kids were saying like 50 Cent. Well, he's a gangster. It's like all right, I don't know what you guys want
Yeah,
from me,
because
but he has his own video game.
for someone like that, you
So,
have to look up to them in certain aspects. I look up to him musically, but then like you gotta be like, but I don't approve of his like gang lifestyle that he lived at one point. You
so,
know,
so for me now, it's like who do I really look up to? And it's like I don't really look up to anyone in particular
that's
because
fine.
my life is so there's just so many different aspects of my life that it's like I can technically say like almost anyone and everyone has a factor in my life.
I think once
Right.
you're past like a formative stage, you stop looking up to people and start worrying more about what you're doing than what other people do.
Yeah, more or less. Except Seth MacFarlane, he just does everything. And I was like, I can only achieve so much, and he just goes. It's like okay.
And like I don't think a role model should be something you aspire to be exactly like that person. It should be someone who does something that you aspire to, you know?
Yep. It's called doing everything and
Don't
then being
don't try,
extremely
yeah.
good.
Don't try and replicate someone else's success. Create your own.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not singing anymore. That's why I was like, I'm good, Doc. That's why also I'm not writing anymore. I don't know how to write my own jokes very well, so I have to use other jokes from shitty
Yeah.
other
I
places.
like I do poetry writing and I don't have a poetry person I look up to. I just kind of do it cuz it feels good.
And that's why I stream because I don't have a streamer I'll look up to.
All
I
right.
just do it because I want to at this point.
What do you usually do when you feel lonely?
Masturbate. Anyway, uh,
Oh
uh,
god.
what answer did you want me to say?
I don't
I'm,
know. It's
I
something to
read a book.
something to actually
It's called it's called a
it's
hentai manga.
something to make you
Hentai
feel
art.
better for more than 2 seconds.
Hentai manga. It makes me feel better for 26 pages at least.
That's great. I love that. Oh god.
Um,
We kind of covered this in the main topics, but what is the most proud you have ever been of something you have done or accomplished? So this is actually more about
of that,
accomplishments than
I still feel like the makeshift is a very good accomplishment for what it is. Even
okay.
though it's not like a finished project, I think it's probably one of the best accomplishments that we've done. Um, Mostly,
Projects like that are like never actually finished, right?
I know they're
Like
never
there's
gonna be
always
actually
going to be
finished.
something more that you could do.
Yep, and we were planning on making like a makeshift too, actually, something that will be easier to assemble and stuff like that. So we were actually considering that, and it's still on the docket actually. Um, so like everything's still on the docket.
Well, that's
Nothing
cool.
really closed. So but yeah, no. Anytime we also even get like a new volunteer, we just kind of here's all the things.
All
Have
right.
fun.
We got one more topic. If you could give one message or piece of advice to the whole world, what would your message be?
Make sure you wipe when after you go to the washroom.
That's solid advice. You
A
got
lot of people
anything?
don't fucking do it.
You got
A lot of people don't
anything?
fucking do it.
You
It's
got any?
disgusting.
You got anything more substantial?
It's true. People don't fucking wipe. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anyways,
Oh,
um,
fun.
believe in
Yeah.
yourself.
Um.
Believe it.
Yeah. Definitely take that advice. That's the
The
bare
wiping or
minimum.
the believing?
No, the wiping. Um.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Also,
No.
wash
Also,
your
wash your hands
hands. Thank you. That's where I was getting to. This is
with
coming from
soap and
Caliber,
water.
who did some biology classes in college or something. Sorry, my memory is bad. What was it?
It's fine. I don't care. I don't even
Micro?
care.
Was it microbiology something?
Biochemistry, but also focusing on food microbiology. I also focused on
Okay.
bioinformatics.
Yeah.
So I
So
did a lot.
Caliber knows. Caliber knows. Wash your hands. um,
Wash your hands with soap and water.
use deodorant, especially if you're sweaty like me. Right? That's a good one.
I mean, you can.
You
You
should.
don't necessarily need to.
You should,
You
especially
should.
if you're going
The
to
smells.
if you're gonna go to your furry or cosplay conventions wearing all that shit. Um, yeah, if you sweat a lot, you should be wearing deodorant. I
You,
sweat
sh-
a lot.
you should be, but it's
I
mostly.
do well. I do when I go out, because around house I'll just sweat. Like I don't care.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you're going to be
it's mostly for the people around
if
you,
you're gonna be
more
somewhere,
or less.
be clean. That's the message. Be clean. Take care of yourself. Brush your teeth.
Actually take care of yourself. A lot of people actually don't know how to um wash their hands properly because you have to like I don't mean like, put some soap and like kind of rinse it, right? Rub it. You have to really clean like between your fingers and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people actually don't know how to do it, because you're supposed to be washing hands for like 2-3 minutes, to make
Yeah.
sure it
I
actually gets like clean.
Yeah, I think with a good like antibacterial soap, if you're washing your hands for like a minute, you're probably good, and you gotta like actually scrub. Like you can't just sit there and run water on your hands. That's not washing. That's just rinsing.
Also, there's also like two things that remind me. One, diluting soap does not make more soap. So fuck you to all who actually do that. That's not fucking making soap. You're
What, you
diluting
talking
soap.
like people who put like water in the hand soap thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
why do people do that? Other than
I don't
like,
know.
I
People
get it
do
if
that.
you're trying to get the last few drops out of the bottom, but that does not make more soap. That makes
That
water
doesn't make more
mixed with
soap.
soap, which is what you do
I've
when
I've
you
seen
run your
people do
hands
that.
under water after you rub your soap in anyway.
I've seen people do that.
That's really bad.
Also, I think aside from like hydrating, people also don't know how to breathe properly. Well, like weirdly enough, people don't really know how to breathe. If you learn how to like really focus on your breathing, you'll know you'll find yourself to be in a more calm state and more relaxed state. Like lots of deep breaths and lots of focused breathing. You'll learn to be much more efficient and much more calm. People don't know how to do that. So that's something to look up on Google and have the AI teach you because that's how all our information is being funneled
Yeah,
into
the
us now.
AI is gonna tell you like how to breathe. Oh, you're already doing it.
Except that you're not for some reason. I don't know. But yeah. Well, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much it. Those two
breathing.
things,
Yeah,
three
breathing
things, four
techniques is
things.
interesting. That's a good
Breathing
one.
techniques is actually it's a lot of people don't know how to do it.
It's like,
But
yeah, because everyone's just
when
used to the whatever passive breathing they do, that they don't think about how to improve any of that. It's not even like a
it's
thought to
actually
most people.
it's actually how meditating kind of works, right? Where you're kind of like focused on certain things and focusing on yourself. If you focus on your breathing and you actually know how to breathe and learn how to breathe, like doing deep breaths and deep breath exercises, you'll find yourself to a much calmer state, or you'll be anxiety induced. One of the two, because some people just don't like meditating. They don't let those inner thoughts. They don't like those inner thoughts just being like shouting at the top of their lungs, saying "Notice me." They don't like that. So it's either one of the two. You either meditate or you're just gonna be anxiety induced and just not having it. So 50-50 chance. Flip a coin.
Hmm.
Just feeling lucky. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, Caliber, it has been a pleasure talking to you. It's been a long time since we've had a long conversation like this. Um,
Well, yeah. I
yeah.
mean, you're busy and I'm busy, and then now you're not as busy and I'm not as busy. However,
Yeah,
we're
I
still
mean,
kind of busy in our
I'm gonna
own
be
things.
more busy again very soon. I've got a work meeting which is supposed to be training for my position in 2 days. But this is
There
a
we go.
position I've been working for over a year, so I already know how it works. So I'm just going there to get paid basically and like sit there and listen. But
Og and Chin.
yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the like 2 or 3 hours of pay, whatever they're gonna give me. Um so yeah, school whenever the school year starts up, I'm back to it. I'm gonna be back to being busy again, except for on the weekends. Yeah, and we've been doing our own thing a little more. So we've been disconnected a little bit, but we're good friends. Usually. Until Caliber says something I don't
Usually.
like, then I hate Caliber. But it's
Um,
all fun and games. So if you see me hating Caliber in public spaces, Caliber knows I'm not serious. Don't freak out.
Akiko hates me. She wants me dead.
Ugly cry about it, bitch. Anyway, yeah, it's been really fun. I enjoyed having you on the show, and I'm really glad that I think things went pretty good. So I'm looking forward
Until I
to
say some bad
I'm
words
looking forward
like
to
poop.
inviting someone else on the show. I don't know who yet. We'll have to wait and see.